Once upon a time, in a quiet valley between tall mountains, lived a man named Elias. Though young and strong, Elias was exhausted, not from work, but from his own thoughts. Every day, his mind was crowded with regrets about the past and fears about the future. He carried invisible burdens, things he couldn't change and things he couldn't control. He often whispered to himself, "Why can't I find peace? Why is my heart always so heavy?" Then, one evening, an old traveler passed through his village. He spoke of a wise hermit who lived at the top of the eastern peak. A man who once healed minds in the city, now lives with the sky and trees, the traveler said. He teaches not with words, but with experience. The next morning, Elias packed a small bag and began the climb. After a long, breathless journey, Elias reached the top just before sunset. There stood a small wooden hut, surrounded by silence and stone. An old man sat on a rock, eyes closed, completely still. Elias bowed gently and spoke. "Master, my thoughts are storms. I carry too much inside. I'm tired and I don't know how to find peace." The old man slowly opened his eyes, smiled kindly, and said, "Then I will give you a simple task. Tomorrow morning you will carry a rock to the top of that ridge. Only then will I answer your question." Elias looked confused, but agreed. The next day he was given a large, rough stone, not massive, but heavy enough to slow every step. He walked, upward, alone. The sun burned, the wind howled, his shoulders ached, his breath grew short, thoughts crept in. "Why am I doing this? What does this prove?" But he kept going, one slow step at a time. Hours later, he reached the ridge and dropped the rock with a grunt. The weight was gone, but so was something else. His mind was silent. No past, no future, just breath and the feel of wind on his face. When he returned, the old man looked up and asked, "How do you feel?" Elias smiled faintly. "Lighter, freer, quieter." The old man nodded. "Good. Now tell me, was the rock the problem, or the way you carried it?" Elias paused, eyes wide with realization. "The rock didn't change. I did. I stopped fighting it and just walked with it. I was present." The old man leaned forward and said softly, "Exactly. You will always have thoughts. Life will never be empty of weight. But when you carry your burdens with awareness, they stop controlling you." Elias had traveled far to find peace, but the real journey was inward. Peace was not hidden in the mountains. It had always been inside him, waiting behind his thoughts. He bowed deeply and whispered, "Thank you, not for removing the weight, but for teaching me how to carry it." As he walked back down the mountain, the world hadn't changed. But Elias had. He no longer chased peace like a destination. He lived it, one breath, one step, one moment at a time. True peace isn't the absence of problems, it's the presence of calm in how we carry them. You don't need to wait for your life to be perfect to feel free. Start walking, start breathing, and trust that the quiet you're seeking is already within you.